Like the great David Letterman would say, my guest today needs no introduction, especially if you're a Nollywood fan. Rita Dominic, 23 years at the top of her game as an actor now. And she's presently in theaters in the role of her life. And the movie is La Femme Anjola, which I have seen twice. And I came out of that cinema curious again about Rita. I've known Rita for about 15 years. I've never sat down with her for an interview. But watching that movie, I wanted to know about the actor that inhabited this character. How was Rita's childhood? What makes her tick? What makes her cry? What makes her laugh? Why does she run away from scandal? Or why does she think so deeply? And of course, I had to ask her about that famous photo of her on a setting, someone that broke the Nigerian internet. On with Chude today, Rita Dominic.
Come for me.
Right, welcome.
Thank you.
At least like asking people who are veterans. Yes, does it get exhausting? Are you tired of, not physically exhausting, but just exhausting?
Just generally.
Yes.
Yes, it is exhausting generally because first of all, you are going from one place to the other, going from one media house to the other, talking about this film, reliving the experiences and everything. It does take its toll mentally and physically. But hey, I've done this for 23 years. Yeah. So when it's time to do media rounds for a film that has come out, I know what to do. I'm ready for it. And then afterwards, I just crash out.
Yeah. This film, I've seen it twice.
And you still see it again.
And I'm sure I'll still see it again. I'm sure I'll still see it again. Because that's how I am. When I enter a role like that with a movie.
Because you're quite an artist, Chude.
I hear that.
So I think that somebody like you will connect deeply with La Femme Anjola.
Right. Yeah. It's weird because when I sent a message to Mildred, who is your co-conspirator, she said to me, Chude, you are an artist. That's exactly the word she used yesterday. Wow. I will show you the text message.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You see, I'm not even aware.
It's weird.
Wow.
So because I came out and I said what I liked about something I like, which is, and I don't want to enter into film critic mode because that's not what this film is about, but what the director does, and this is Mildred, is she disciplines actors and cuts out the fat.
Yes, absolutely.
From the walk.
Yes.
So I can see an actor who I've seen another thing walking, and I'm like, and his facial expression, like, this character has been directed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I always like to say, call Mildred an actor's director.
Yes, she's certainly an actor's director.
She is an actor's director. We don't have too many of them.
We don't.
There's very few of them.
Yeah.
And what is an actor's director? An actor's director helps you dig out acting demons you never knew you had inside you. And how does she do that? She helps you understand the character. She helps you create a backstory. Now, what is a backstory, but basically a backstory helps you understand the character, you role you're playing. You create a history for this character, like who is she or who is he, environment, how was she raised, why does she behave the way she behaves, and things like that. So once you have that understanding where this person is coming from, it helps you interpret the role better. And she does that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, she does that.
So you've done, before this, the Audrey Silva company, Task, I think, has done a smaller film in between the meeting and this one, Surulere, Yes. But for many people, Surulere, you're not really in Surulere a lot. You just had the market.
Just a cameo, yes.
Cameo, yes. So really, if I want to talk about the two movies that you've done for yourself, I would say
The
Meeting and this.
Yes.
Now, The Meeting, I thought you were having so much fun.
Was I?
You were not?
I certainly wasn't.
How?
Because, that was the first time I was producing. Exactly. So the tension, the pressure was enormous. So imagine producing for the first time and playing such a complex character as Clara Ikeda.
Yeah, Clara, yes.
It was difficult. Right. But it was, it was fun, I guess, because I had some of my colleagues and friends on set. So in between, we made it fun. We had fun with it, and And I guess having them there sort of made it easier. I don't want to use the word easy because it wasn't
easy.
You know, but well, they helped us get through the shoot. Let me just put it that way.
That was your first producing?
Yes. Sorry, I still have
well, that's where we are.
The meeting was my first.
I mean, I guess on some level, as a producer, it makes so much sense. As somebody who produces TV things, but as a fan, it's almost as if I'm like, oh, I'm sad that you didn't have fun because we had fun watching it. And your character. I mean, before then, people had never seen you like that. They were seeing, you know, Nollywood sometimes. Typecasting, yes. So they were seeing sultry roles, sexy roles, upper class lady roles, banking superior roles. Was that why you did it?
Funny enough, I didn't want to play that role. I'm not joking. Mildred convinced me. I didn't want to do it. I refused.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I felt, okay, I don't want to be dealing with this complex character I'm producing for the first time. I don't want to deal with all that, you know, and she talked to me about it. I still refused, you know. Then one day we had this conversation and, you know, she just believed that I could do it. In fact, she just found a way to press my move button. And I said, okay, let me try, you know, and let me do it and do, you know, wear the hat of a producer and play Clara. Because Clara Kimber, you know, some characters are very demanding.
Yes.
And, yes. And Clara Kimber is a very demanding character that you have to give her your all.
Yes.
And I didn't know if I could do that, give her my all.
While also.
Exactly.
And literally from the same spot.
Yes. You know?
To own an entire movie from the same spot.
From the same spot, exactly. You know, so... anyway, so I went in, kicking, screaming. And I did it. You know? I wasn't meant to play. I didn't want to do it.
Really?
Honestly.
So when you finished doing it...
I was glad that I did it.
I remember when I knew that it was a phenomenon because I also remember that Segun Adeniyi, who is the chairman of the editorial board of this day, wrote a review about it. That's how I knew that this movie had become a cultural phenomenon. Because he's a political writer.
Absolutely, because even the president then, President Goodluck Jonathan, actually ordered all the ministers to watch.
To see it?
Yes, to see it.
It's true, because it was a parody of...
the minister waiting in the office to see minister and all that. So I remember they called and ordered all the ministers to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
I can never forget it. Go the red. Oh, that was a delight.
I don't even recognize that woman. Like,
who is this? So, let's just shoot her small. Just shoot her in the leg.
One shot. Little.
Wow.
Oh, God, Joe.
Yeah, that was a
my
good
goodness, thank you.
You've had some really interesting roles. You've done some really interesting work with Femi Jacob.
Yes. Yes, I have.
You know, have people said that two of you were dating?
Oh, of course. Oh, some people, I think some people in their heads were married, will have children and all, you know. But we're just really solid friends, you know.
But how did you stumble on that chemistry? Because you guys, you've done roles where you were in a relationship or married, and there's real chemistry there.
Well, I guess we first met on the set of The Meeting. When he played, exactly. And then, you know, we had that. My character dealt with this character. So, you know, so from there, I think we just established a relationship, a friendship, you know, and Femi is somebody, he's a very deep, very intelligent guy.
Oh, yes, he is.
You know, and it so happens that Mildred manages his career as well. So he's become part of the family, you know, so that's how we are. And he's very funny. I like very funny people.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's really...
You've done these small roles. I was just trying to forget the name. I kept asking my people to figure it out. Where, you know, you've done some small films where, and I wish more people would see them. You know, people say, oh, you know, Nollywood is big.
Yes.
You know, and so many great films have been done. But people don't see them because maybe those are not the ones that noise is made about. One thing you watched where you were, I don't know whether it was a Femi Jacob, I think it was, where, you know, you moved into your friend's house and the friend was married.
The Guest.
The Guest. I was trying to say, it's not the visitor, it's the guest.
Yes,
that was Femi Jacobs, wasn't it?
Yes, that was Femi Jacobs.
That was another fine film.
Yes, thank you very much.
Do you run away from controversy?
I'm very big on energy. So there's certain things I'd rather stay away from.
Yes.
Yeah, because certain things affect I'm an artist, so I really get drawn into things, you know, so I'd rather stay away from certain things that will discombobulate me or something like that. I like positive energy around me. However, I'm quite a very playful person, especially if I'm comfortable with you. You know, when I'm comfortable with you, Rita is just really ground, like just goofy, silly, and all that.
I haven't seen that part.
Yes, exactly. So, exactly.
I've seen the sweet part. I've seen the kind, polite
Oh, yeah, but I
part.
can be quite goofy and just silly and, do silly things and, and just have fun. So I'm very big on energy. There's certain things that I don't think I'd ordinarily want around me. Certain, I'm big on energy. So I'm very, careful with certain things I let around me. Yes.
Yeah. Let's go about La Femme Angela. I want to pretend. I try to just push it forward. So
I can see that. I can see that.
So again, first, it's such a so it's like so people saw the meeting, and then this other movie is the other end.
Yes.
Yeah. But then it's not so when you walked into the bar scene, which was the first time we were seeing you in the movie, I thought, oh, sultry, sexy. No, now we've moved past this, and then you do that first thing where you're like, what are we playing? And then so who was also incredible in the film. Yes. And then you're just like, I asked what are we This one, you're also producing on this one. Do you have fun on this one? Or is it the same parole?
Yeah, she's a very dark character. So I remember when we were shooting in the lounge, the basement scene or basement scenes. Yeah. It was so dark in there.
Yes, literally also dark.
Yes, exactly. All the things that happened there. Yeah. So it affected me actually. I wasn't sleeping well. Like I'll try to sleep and I'll wake up abruptly. I remember one night my assistant came in. Yeah. No, it was now early hours of the morning. Right. So she was trying to either get tea, wake me up and things like that. And she was trying to be quiet because she knew I was tired and I had slept really late, like pretty late. So I just woke up abruptly, And I remember her running to the bed, asking, Auntie, what's wrong? Are you okay? I said, I'm really connecting with her. Like it's I don't like this, the energy is bad, and I see it's Angela has just taken over.
The building.
Yes, you know, so it happened. Yeah. So I had moments like that on set, and then even the moment, okay, no, spoilers, I don't want to put, there's a part in the film, you know, the part, the dark scene where they... Yes, that was, I got on set and I just zoned out. I didn't speak to anyone because I was preparing for that. So there were scenes where I knew she had taken over, you know, and I just let her do her thing, you know, and, you know, when you're in that space, it's difficult because you're combining, producing, making sure things are going
around,
and then at the same time, even though we had hands, we had capable hands because we had like,
co-producers.
Co-producers, no, not co-producers, there's something else, production...
Managers, assistants.
Managers and things like that, assistants and all. So we had all that, you know. However, as a producer and owner of the Audrey Silver company, you still, you know, you still want to make sure things are running smoothly. So imagine doing that and at the same time having to be in that dark space, you know, and not be distracted. But, you know, so it's never easy.
It's never easy.
Never easy.
What was your childhood like?
It was beautiful. Well, I come from a family of 4. I'm sure everybody knows that. I'm the last child. My parents were both medical people, but none of us told that line, Sha. Nobody studied medicine or science or anything.
Of these things.
You know, and I started performing from an early age of 5.
Right.
Yes, I would act, I would sing, I would dance, you know, things like that, you know. So I think from an early age, my family members already knew I was going to be in arts.
Right.
So there was nobody questioned it, nobody, they even supported me and helped me, you know. And growing up was fun. You know, I don't know. Yeah, it was fun, basically. It was fun.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Have you enjoyed these 23 years as an actor?
I mean, there have been ups and downs, obviously. I mean, it can't be smooth sailing, you know. But most of all, well, I have enjoyed mostly. And put it that way, you know. But I've had my low moments, you know.
What could those possibly be?
So let me tell you something. I don't know if I've said this publicly. I don't know. So there was a time when I felt, many years ago, people weren't really, we worked a lot with the marketers, and they weren't used to, you know, talking to management. They were used to easy access, direct access to you. So I started working with a manager, which is my business partner, Mildred, because she manages my career as well. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge, but I was bent on changing things, or at least for myself, because I feel like we needed some sort of structure if we wanted this thing to work and, go further or advance our careers. We needed to start letting them understand that we work with management and things like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, they didn't like it, but let me put it this way, I think they gave me a silent ban.
Right, yes.
Without saying anything.
Yes.
They're like, because I used to trickle down certain things that they would say, a few of them. And I can understand, people don't like change,
Yes,
sometimes, especially when you've
The
been same thing for so long and it has worked for you,
Yeah.
So I didn't get work for a long time. I didn't, Now, before then, Mildred and I had talked, she had already started producing and doing all that, but we had toyed with the idea of forming a company together and shooting productions and all that. So, when that lingered for a while, I just said, you know what, let's go ahead with this thing. Let's produce content.
Right, so that might enabled you.
Yes,
right.
exactly, and that's how I went on this it put me on this that trajectory.
Yeah.
And I started producing, did my first film, The Meeting, and gave myself, I wasn't going to do the role, but we ended up, doing the role, and The Meeting became very successful.
Yeah. So The Meeting came out from that time of the silent ban.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That was a blessing then.
It was a blessing.
Eventually.
Actually. And I think God wanted, sometimes the powers that be, you might think that you're moving in a direction you don't want. You want things to happen a certain way. But they might actually let you achieve the same goal through another route.
Yes.
And that's what happened with me.
Yes. You're talking about powers that be. For people who are watching, you're talking about like the forces in the universe, the things that are happening. Not powers that be like politicians.
No.
In Nigeria, powers that be means.
Oh, no, powers, no, not. No.
The powers, yes.
The universe.
Yeah.
The earth.
Are you? You've been in Nollywood. You've been in old Nollywood, new Nollywood, in the middle.
Yes, Nollywood, all of them.
Because The Meeting was actually in the middle. Meeting was at that middle where we are coming out of old Nollywood.
It was just starting.
Yes.
Yes. So Meeting was one of the ones that started this new phase, sort of.
Yes. So this industry, this Nollywood you've been in, what do you think of it?
I think that we've grown tremendously. I believe that we still have a long way to go, but I believe that we are on the right track. Gradually. I mean, when I first started working in Nollywood, we didn't have a lot of things that we have now. We didn't have cinemas.
Yes.
We didn't have streaming platforms. We didn't have cable TV. Now an artist or a filmmaker can create their content and find places to disseminate, find places that they can put it and make some money from it, and people get to see their work. We didn't have that before. It was only you shoot, the marketers take it to the market, put it on VCD, and release it to the market. Now we're reaching a wider audience. We didn't have that before. And you have more and more people who have studied the art of filmmaking coming into the industry, and there are some people who were in the industry who have even gone to further their education in filmmaking, they've done courses in filmmaking. And obviously at the end of the day, when you bring that knowledge into art or into the industry that you're in, there's bound to be a positive change. So I've seen those changes, and it's still going to get better. I'm proud of my industry. I know we have our shortcomings and all, but I mean, Nollywood produced films like 76, The Meeting, La Femme Manjola, October 1, Ego Boyo's silent film. I mean, and even the one with the Kate Henshaw, the recent one. What's
the name of that fantastic film? The one where Kate Henshaw was a policewoman.
Amazing. I mean, Living in Bondage, the remake.
The sequel too.
So, I mean, Nollywood has produced all these brilliant films that can compete internationally. So I'm proud.
I want to move away from just a bit from the work.
And I think I know what you want to ask. Go ahead. I think I know what you want to ask.
What do I want to ask?
Somebody asked me this question yesterday.
Okay, which of them? Okay, I don't know if that is it, but so I was surprised last year when you suddenly put the picture that
I knew it.
Because for me it's like I hate to be predictable. But for me it was like this is so unlike you So what was happening? Was it an unscripted moment? Was it a moment of joy? Was it,
everything? Everything. So that's the thing. Like, oh my goodness, Chude. Anyway, it just happened. A spur of the moment, happiness,
Right.
And once in a while you want to share certain things with people.
Yeah.
And I felt like my lovers who have been there for me for decades, and everything, they could do with some happy news. So that was it.
But you are giggling and blushing about this
God.
news.
Because I don't.
You're just like, you are struggling.
Yes, I am struggling. Because I'm not used to talking about.
Yes, I know that.
That's part of my life, you know.
Yes.
But yeah.
But were you worried after? As somebody who is very private, you were not worried?
No. Once I made up my mind, So I didn't really care what, I made up my mind to do that.
Yeah.
We made up our minds to do
that.
Yeah, so.
Because, and this is the last question on this, because I know you, I've known
Yes,
you, and you're private. I know him, I've worked with him, so
Yeah,
I know that he's also private.
Yes.
And a very kind human being, by the way. Because I remember many years ago, I was ill, and he had called me, and he had said, how are you sounding? And I'm like, oh, uncle, I'm ill. And he says, oh, no, I'll take you to a hotel for 1 week.
Oh, are you serious?
I'm like, oh, is that how it happens?
Oh, bless.
So he took me to the car, just dropped me there for a week. I think that was the week of the AMVCA, so I was just there for a week.
Enjoying yourself.
Yes. I want to come back and talk about La Femme.
It's actually La Femme.
Oh, La Femme,
yes,
right.
Yes.
I want to talk about, oh my God, those sex scenes with Nonso. I thought, so it's not about the sex scenes, even though it's about the sex scenes, but it's not about the sex scenes. It's about the art of them.
Yes.
In the moment, and because it's Nigeria, we've not explored some things properly. If it's sensationalized. In that moment that you're doing this scene, in a space where people don't do them, do you worry that people will be like, oh, this is gratuitous, this is unnecessary, or how do you navigate? Because in Hollywood, or even in Bollywood, or even in some woods, in Spain, there are places where everything is art, and everything is significant. But when you're doing these things here that are pushing the envelope, so to speak, how do you process them? How do you come to them?
Well, you see, you have to look. The world has changed. Nollywood is getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. We're all connected, on the internet or through the internet. Yeah. Now, if you're going to make a film, a new noir film, now, new noir genre has a femme fatale, a corrupt police detective, the young man in love, smoke and fire and things like that, blood.
Yes.
Now,
gore.
Exactly, gore. So you have to realize that to make a new noir genre, you have to have those elements in the film. Sex. Did I call sex?
You didn't call sex.
Oh, sex is.
Yes.
I mean.
Yeah.
So yes, if you remove sex from, and it's no longer a new noir.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And most times in that genre, the femme fatale uses sex to her advantage.
Yes.
And to make it believable, it has to be in the film. And I understood what we were shooting, and I understood that it was important to this story. However, when you're shooting these things, don't forget that you have all the
cameramen. Of course, we know now. Cameramen, production manager.
So it's quite technical.
Yeah, of course.
It's very technical. So that's why, for me, if you're even going to shoot all those like very intimate scenes and be up and close with another actor in that regard. Make sure you have an on-screen professional chemistry with the person, because there's not everyone you can be that up close with, and be able to portray the way you should be portrayed.
Do you feel lucky, blessed, maybe, or whatever, to be able to place, because that character, just like the Meeting's character, and 76, which we can do an entire episode about, you are carrying a lot of stories inside you. This is carrying Lagos inside it. It's carrying the nature of power inside it. It's carrying so many sub-Nigerian themes.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that you're going to wake up at the age of 80 and think, man, I was badass?
I'm sure. That's the idea, because I think that every actor wants to leave this legacy of work that is admirable,
Yes.
you know, and mouth-watering, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's
That's
yes,
where it
that
comes.
I'll wake up at 80 and say, ha ha,
Yeah.
I did my thing. You know, yeah.
You know the vibes that you give. You know, I feel like you're a star that would fit anywhere in the world.
Wow.
I think so. Like, not just even
You
in
need to
your,
repeat that.
not just in your acting, but also in your persona.
Wow,
in
thank you.
In being a star. Have you ever felt that this space might have limited you just a bit? Have you ever wanted to, you know, I don't know.
Well, for me, I just want my work to be seen, to reach a wider audience, which is what I've been working towards for years.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
I just want my work
what
to
it
be
is.
seen.
Yeah, yeah,
you know, I want
yeah.
to be able to work anywhere in the world, you know. Yeah.
That's what it is. So it's like this work.
Yeah.
It's just how far can it go?
Yes,
How far can
that's
it
it
go?
for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want it to go further than
Very
where
far.
it is. Just people to watch what we do,
Yeah.
you know, watch my work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's basically what
The three
I want.
female partnerships that I adore, because you can see when these partnerships accelerated these careers. It's yours with Milfred.
Yes.
It's Jean-Vive with
Yes,
Chini, I
Chini,
think,
yes.
and it's Asha with Chini.
Yes, actually. You see, women can do things together.
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
think it's time we start changing. Anyway, I mean, we're changing the status quo anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was interviewing somebody here. Oh, it was Omotola I was talking to.
Okay.
And I was saying something about, you know, they've always pits you, Omotola against Genevieve. And why do you do that with women? And she corrected me and said, they do it with men too. They pit Whiskey against Davido.
Actually.
They pit Davido against
Actually.
Burna Boy. So this
Absolutely.
narrative
Yeah.
that is only women, that women
Yeah.
don't support women,
Yes.
or women fight women,
Yeah.
or all of that. Like, no, it's actually not true. There's so
Yeah.
many counter narratives.
Yes, absolutely true. They're women. Well, you're right, actually. Yeah, you're right. So maybe I should withdraw that. No, I'm not going to withdraw it.
Right.
However, I think that's we're doing a good job changing the status
That's
quo.
correct.
Yes.
Right. What do you think of the institution of marriage, though?
Oh, I respect it. My parents were married till, I mean, they were close till they both passed on. So I do respect the institution, which is why I've always said to myself, I will not let the pressure get to me and make a mistake, because I want to do it and stay in it and do it forever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I want to be sure. I mean, you can't really be too sure, but
Yeah,
at least
but
you
at
want
least
to,
as sure as it's reasonably
you are
possible.
exactly as sure as reasonably possible. You know? So I do respect that institution. It's very, you know, I would say to people, look, yeah, the wedding, the events is nice, but it's the marriage that's important. After the event is over, how would you feel about this person in the next 10 years? You know, that has always been very important, because I watched my parents be in love, grow old together, you know, and they were friends. Obviously, I mean, there's no marriage that's easy. They all had their shortcomings and all that, but they loved themselves till they died, you know? And they were that close that even after my mother died, after my mother died, my dad never recovered from it. They were so close. In fact, he fell ill and just deteriorated after. He just never, that's because of how close they were. And I admire that. That's what I want for myself.
Yeah. I'll ask you the last two questions. You know, you've been relevant for 23 years. Yeah, not just a veteran, not just, I did some great things and I went away. You know, I mean, Nollywood has had a lot of amazing actors, you know. But some of them are falling by the wayside. It wasn't about the talents, it wasn't about the, you know. What do you think is responsible for your still being here at this level?
I think it's never resting on my laurels. See the need to constantly learn, constantly, you know, grow yourself, grow your arts. For instance, last year during the lockdown, I used the Heron Mirren's masterclass as a refresher course. Yes, I have an open mind. I'm open to learning from any and everything, anybody, you know. And because I believe that for you to be a successful actor, you've got to be quite knowledgeable about life, about everything. And how do you gain that knowledge? Just by reading, having an open mind to learning from anything around you, anybody around you. So I don't rest on my laurels. I think and I see the need to just constantly grow, you know? Yeah. Thanks, Chude, for having me on your show.
Thank you for being.